Oh my gosh, guys. I cannot believe that I could not figure this out. I was so frustrated that I couldn't figure out how to do that on your own, number 3, when I was in class, but everything else was making sense and it had made sense before. I realized what I forgot to do. So here's my big aha. This is how I figured it out. All right. So you have to redraw the tape diagram. Ta-da! That's it. That's what you got to do. You got to redraw the tape diagram. Okay. So if I'm using this tape diagram right here to explain number 2, and the ratio is 5:3 for this allowance, the total allowance is $40. The ratio is you 5, your friend 3. The tape shows 5:3. That's what I didn't change for the on your own. So if the ratio changes you 2 to your friend 3, all right, so I'm still doing my $40 divided by 5 because 2 to 3, there's a total of 5 parts. That's what this is. This is the 5. So 40 divided by 5 is 8. That means that each segment of tape is worth $8. So if you have 2 segments of tape and your friend has 3 segments of tape, each one of them is worth this $8. 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. You get $16. Your friend gets $24. You add those up, it's $40. You still have that $40, and then you're figuring out how much each person would have. I don't know why I didn't think to redraw the diagram. I don't know what I was thinking. How much is each allowance? You get $16, your friend gets $24. Aha! Those aha moments are so nice. I was actually in a Zoom call with Mrs. Darling when I had that aha moment, and I did the whole, I figured it out! Because I was very excited that I figured it out. Hopefully you have some math moments like that where you're like, oh my gosh, it totally makes sense. I don't know why I didn't get this before. Let's go ahead and look at the on your own number 4. I'm sorry, it's on your own number, or example number 3. We're going to look at example number 3. You have 42 bulbs of garlic. Now, if you've never seen a bulb of garlic, it really looks like, kind of it's shaped a little bit, maybe like a onion that has a top on it. And when you take off all the white papery stuff on the outside, it has little cloves that make up a bulb of garlic. You have 42 bulbs. Those are the big parts. And you're going to divide them into 2 groups, a planting group and a cooking group. You will plant 3 bulbs for every 4 that you use to cook, and each bulb has 8 cloves. About how many cloves will you plant? All right, so it's 3 for every 4. So I take my 42 and I divide it by 7. So I take, this is example 3. I take my 42 bulbs, and the ratio is 3 planted. You'll plant 3 planted, 4 for cooking, 3 planted for 4 to cook. So that's 7 total. Right? So I do 42 divided by 7. That's where I got the 7, is 6. So if I do my tape diagram, these are all worth 7. Nope, these are all worth 6. I did that wrong. I had to get my answer there. These are all worth 6. Six. All right, so here are 18 bulbs that I would use there, and these are 24 bulbs. Now if I add 18 and 24, I get 42. I know that I'm right there. And then the question is, how many cloves will you plant? So remember, I have plant and I have cook. These are how many bulbs. So then I know that I have 8 cloves in each bulb. So I take my 18, I divide it, or I multiply it by 8. 8 times 8 is 64. Carry the 6, and I have 14. 144 cloves. So that's how you do the example for number 3. That's how I did my example for number 3. Now I've got to try my on your own number 4. In example 3, you plant 1 bulb for every 2 bulbs that you use for cooking. Sorry. Will you plant more or fewer cloves than originally planned? Explain in your reasoning. Okay. So I'm still going to have my 42 bulbs, but my tape is going to be 1 plant, 2 cook. Okay? So I still have my on your own number 4. I have my 42 bulbs. Here's my plant. Here's my cook. I have one plant, 2 cook. Here's my tape diagram. 1 plant, 2 cook. It's a 1-to-2 ratio, which means 3 parts. So if I go from 1 to 2, that's 3 total right there. So I'm going to have my 42, divide that by this 3 right there. 42 divided by 3 is 14. Okay. So this is worth 14. This is worth 14. This is worth 14. I will have 28 bulbs that I'm cooking with, 14 bulbs that I'm planting, but I want to know how many cloves. So I'm going to take 18 or 14 and multiply it by 8. 8 times 4 is 32. So I have 112 cloves that I will cook. Sorry. Which is less than what I had in my example. Cloves to plant. So less than example 3. Okay. I definitely wanted to see you guys watch me walk through that struggle a little bit. What I am going to have you do for homework will be number 4, page 194. You're going to do 6 through 20. Number 6 through 20. Okay? So homework. Page 194, 6 through 20. Let me know if you have more questions.